Okay, here for the next issue of Amstrad Action, issue 14, November 1986. Still only £1. Not an official Amstrad publication. Britain's only magazine devoted to the Amstrad CPC 464, 664, 6128. That's how you paint a tiger. Revolution, big bouncing master game from Vortex. We'll probably get onto that later. Maps of Dan Dare, Price of Magic. Game reviews, because that's what we're interested in. Your mission, retrieve PK-430, your country's a revolutionary fighter. Location, 400 miles behind enemy lines. Possible enemy armaments, flamethrowers, helicopters, tanks, jeeps, landmines. Your equipment, the world's most sophisticated armed vehicle. Enemy strongholds, prairies, cities, mountains, airfields, bridges. Mission status, vital. Mission consequences, world peace. Mission objectives, you must break through. Screenshots from original coin-op, because of course they are. You just have to pretend that the home visions are the same. The arcade smash hit from Data East. Ooh. Okay, here's what we got. More stuff. All the news from the PCW show. Yay. All the stuff. Win a Ghetto Blaster, because that's exactly what you want from a computer magazine. Or a Sony Walkman. Or a digital watch. Everything Mastertronic is known for. Deactivators are coming soon. Sooner than you think. Bad times, guys. As head of security at the Gravitational Research Institute, I am just settling down to my roast banana and garlic pie, when suddenly my hotline goes. A fanatical group of saboteurs have infiltrated the Institute, planted numerous time bombs, and reprogrammed my robot guards to give me a hard time. Well, that's it then. I have to call in my elite force of deactivated droids to clear the 5 labs and sort out the nutty guards. Of course, it's not so easy to move from room to room when floors may be ceilings and ceilings may be walls. If they can throw bombs out before we all end up defying law of gravity, then maybe I can finish my pie. Filmed in glorious three-dimensional Deactivision for your Spectrum, Commodore, and Amstrad. The headlines. Hasn't it been a wonderful summer? If you are talking about the weather, then you must be joking. The West Country is renowned for rain, and it has certainly lived up to its reputation this time. The clack of Arnold's keys has usually been accompanied by the tap of Somerset rain on the windows. But at least there's been plenty to write about, and plenty to offer you if you haven't been able to make it to sunnier climes this year. Cheat mode in particular has taken off with a vengeance. 5 pages of powerful pokes and 2 magnificent maps. Not only have we mapped Dan Dare in colour, but also the whole of the Price of Magic in a 4-page extravaganza that should keep you busy for a while. On the serious side, we have the cover story, a 3-page review of the powerful Art Studio drawing package, together with a look at the state of the educational software for Arnold. Absolute beginners in booting up CPM continue to help you make sense of BASIC and the operating system, while Problematic merges with the new Hot Tips section and gets 2 pages all to itself. And you can read all about us too. We have kicked off the Day in the Life series, which we look at the unusual uses for Amstrads by looking at the way we produce Amstrad Action. Action Test is packed full as usual, though this month has been a little scarce for games meriting AA Rave status. Master game, however, is Revolution. Turn to the middle and find out more. And we have this superb competition for you, those awfully nice people at Mastertronic. giving away piles of electronic goodies if you can put your artistic ability and imagination into gear. Ghetto blasters, Walkmen, and awfully neat digital watches are up for grabs for the best picture. See page 89 for more details. So stop staring at the rain, open up AA and turn on Arnold and have fun. Matt. The observant reader will have noticed a bit of a boo-boo on our part in issue 13 of this esteemed journal. On pages 38 and 39, Dan Dare would appear to have achieved AA rave status with an AA rating of only 70%, while Mission Omega fails to get one with a rating of 80%. The sticker's in the right place, but unfortunately the ratings box got transposed by mistake. Dan Dare is, in our view, the better game of the two. As you may have also noticed, Tutor's notably absent from these pages too, so perhaps... Oh, voice of the people, what I hear you shout. Not only do you have the cheek to remove high score, but now you've got rid of voice of the people as well? How could you? Okay, I know voice of the people is conspicuous by its absence in this month. But we are not, I repeat, not axing it altogether. Are you sure? It's just that we want to change it. Instead of you simply reviewing games as voice of the people stands now, we want you to actively criticise what we say in our reviews, or indeed anywhere in the magazine. If you think Bob got it wrong on your favourite joystick waster, or Andy was unfair with your favourite utility, then let us know, preferably in less than 200 words. And this doesn't apply just to the Amstrad owner. Software publishers and authors are welcome to contribute too. But we don't just want you to telling us what a load of wallies we are. You're going to have to justify your criticisms if you want us to publish your letters. Good. +2 versus 464. The recent Personal Computer World show at Olympia was dominated by Alan Sugar's new PC. He also chose this venue to launch the Spectrum Plus 2. This machine, basically a ZX Spectrum with a decent keyboard and built-in cassette deck, selling at £149, would appear to offer strong competition to Amstrad's own CPC 464. It is true that the 464 comes complete with a monochrome monitor for £199, or £299 for a colour monitor, but the competition is still there. The main threat comes from the huge library of games software out there for the Spectrum range. Even now, many games appear in Spectrum incarnation before the Amstrad versions appear. However, in most other ways, the CPC 464 is a better machine. In particular, it offers a faster version of the programming language BASIC. The Spectrum is particularly slow there. And far better graphics and colour resolution. Amstrad assures us that the production of 464s is still at full strength, and the company does not intend to drop the machine, but it's still a potential worry to 464 owners and buyers. We, of course, still support the 464, and there is every indication that the rest of the industry will too. However, we will be monitoring the situation carefully, and would like to hear from anyone who has trouble buying a 464. You get the letters section. Oh, we got a Welsh reply. Drunk? No, he's just been playing Spindersy. Okay. Yeah. Not exactly up to date, are they? Ping pong for your telly. Just in. Sure. Bodybuilding Arnold. Has anybody at DK Trunks or some other third-party supplier thought of bringing out a second processor or sideways ROMs for the dear old Arnold? Seemingly, the Amstrad has the capability to handle both. Why don't you copy your rival mag and bring out sweatshirts and t-shirts with your logo on the front? Stephen Allen, Edinburgh. There are plenty of sideways ROMs on the market. See July, page 26 to 28. Nobody has produced a second processor, and we can't see there being much demand for one. If you want a more powerful machine, Amstrad would say, here is our PC. Maybe we could also think about bringing out a roadmap with our logo. Mega moan. Whenever you see an advert for a piece of software, e.g. Ocean, you see underneath Amstrad 895, Spectrum 795. Why is it that Spectrum owners can get most software a pound or two cheaper than we can? It's not fair. When are you going to give away another cover cassette? I thought the Covenant was fantastic and worth more than 50p. Neil Selwyn, West Lulworth, Dorset. We asked Ian Stewart, Managing Director of Gremlin, which advertises Commodore software at £7, Spectrum at £9, Amstrad at £10 with 5p change. The Amstrad game costs more because it's better, there's music, and the graphics took longer to work on than the Spectrums. Within a short time, the Spectrum programs will be the same price. With the advances in Spectrum coding, they will take up the same programming time. There has definitely been a quality difference. Because of its general handling, you can produce a better product on the Amstrad without doubt. The official answer from a spokesman at Ocean is the extra cost of converting a prog for the Amstrad. Most was first written on the Spectrum or Commodore. Second, there aren't as many Amstrad owners, so economy of scale applies. High score non-haiku. Hear ye my tale of woe. I went down to my local store to buy a game to play. I went straight to the counter and asked for Green Beret. I think the game is really great. I'll play it ever more. And one of my ambitions was to get in your high score. At first I didn't do so well, but now I'm getting better. But now I'm so frustrated, which is why I wrote this letter. I just achieved 69,000, enough to fame your table. So I was about to send it, excitement in the air. I opened up issue 12 and found it wasn't there. Well, that was it. I hit the roof. I thought, this can't be true. I said to myself, fuming mad, AA, how could you? I suppose you think it's funny, the way you pull your tricks. Well, if you do it one more time, I'm subscribing to some other magid. Okay. I'm not really, but bring back high score. S. Hoban, age 11, Garswood, near Wigan. Oh no. Darling, I just get the feeling something's missing. Loading gypsy violin music prog. Bytewell computer software code. I'm afraid it only works if you know the password and are carrying the correct objects. See, video games are just like real life. At least toot this way up. Impossibly long. How long do I have to wait to get an impossible mission by US Gold? I've been waiting 8 months. I subscribed in December and ordered it as one of the 2 free games. MC Bother, Shenfield, Essex. US Gold tells us the game is now to be released at the end of September, and we reviewed it in our October issue. In April, AA sent waiting subscribers the other 3 free game and a letter offering US Gold's winter games or other alternatives. Yeah, possibly long. Sydney, are you playing that Marsport again? He's the alien from Marsport. Trivial Pursuit. Get more quiz games. Wait till we start get to play that. Ooh. Rainbird software. They sold 1,000,003. Ocean, Activision, US Gold, and digital integration. Well, it's got to put together 4 #1 blockbusters for this new games compilation, featuring aerial dogfights. Perfect. Jungle combat, martial arts, and of course, ghost busting. All in one special twin cassette pack for your Commodore Spectrum or Amstrad. Price is the same for all of them, there you go. But because the games were already been made. Biggles Mega Game magazine reminder. If you buy Biggles disc, you get a totally free Mega Game. Well, that's what the very smooth scrolling message told me anyway. If I type run me, you'll see for yourself. When my subscription ends, will I be notified? I can't remember which issue I subscribed from, and I wouldn't like to miss an issue of my favourite magazine. Andrew Saw, Dis, Norfolk. It's a place called Dis. We've seen Biggles only on cassette, so rang Microsoft to check your tip, Andrew. Well, hell broke loose. Turns out an adolescent spoofer worked for their firm of duplicators, sneaked the so-called Mega Game onto copies of Side Combat as well. A see what I wrote bit of arcade action. It won't happen again, pause for dust to settle. But don't be sad, it wasn't good enough for anyone to be disappointed, said Microsoft's Pat Bitten. The lad concerned will have to read the next letter. As for your sub, yes, you get a reminder letter within your second from last issue. Now, if you buy a binder, £3.95, you always know how many of the 12 spaces are left. In your case, subscriber number 2959, I looked you up. In February will be your final, so this is an extra reminder and you will have no excuse. I'm programming to draw cartoons for Amstrad Action. Okay. And now for the 986 Prom, something of an innovation. That's not war drums, the tribes just bought a drum machine program for their Amstrad. Boom, 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 diddy, boom. The AM scene. Real Amstrad action at the PCW show. Spectrum Plus 2 revealed. Much as it tears at the heart to mention a rival computer, Sinclair is now part of the Amstrad Corporation. The new Sinclair machine, the ZX Spectrum Plus 2, could be a direct competitor to the Amstrad CPC 464. So here goes. The Spectrum Plus 2 is the first new Sinclair product to emerge since Amstrad's takeover. The new ownership shows. The new machine is basically the old Spectrum 128K Plus. What is it, the Plus or the 128K? With a decent keyboard, a built-in data recorder, and 2 joystick ports. It is compatible with most of the older Spectrum add-ons, apparently to the extent of still not taking standard joysticks. It is priced at £149, which is £30 less than the older Spectrum Plus. It will probably do well, if only because of the huge range of games available for the Sinclair machines. It's an unfortunate fact of life that even now many games are released quicker and cheaper for the Spectrum than for the Arnold, as your letters frequently point out. It has to be seen as competition for the CPC 464 on price alone. I'm sure it's quick to point out that the 464 comes with a monitor as well, but it is £50 dearer than for mono screen, and £150 more than with the colour screen. Amstrad has said there are no plans to discontinue the 464, and that it is still selling well. The good news is that, aside from the huge software library, the Arnold is a better computer all around. Graphic resolution of the Arnold is 640 by 200 in 2 colours, 320 by 200 in 4 colours, or 160 by 200 in 16 colours. The Spectrum can offer a pixel resolution of 256 by 192 with 8 colours. Isn't it 16 colours? It suffers from an unfortunate disease known as attribute clash. This means that any 8x8 pixel grid can contain only 2 colours, which severely limits the colour graphic capability. It makes fiction games look much less vibrant than those of Arnold. The other serious limitation of the Spectrum is its basic, slow, limited, and non-standard. Locomotive Basic, on the other hand, is acknowledged to be one of the best around, and almost as fast as that of Acorn's BBC range. We'll monitor the effect of this new machine on the Arnold closely over the next few months. And if any of you hear of any problems with software or hardware availability, let us know. There we go, games galore. As might have been expected, there was no shortage of new games on display at the show, and some impressive stands from the bigger companies too. It's quite easy to wander around trying your hand at any of the thousands of titles on show, but not so easy to sort out the new launches for the Amstrad from the chaff. Action released its schedule for the rest of the year, kicking off by announcing the imminent arrival of Miami Vice at a price of £8.95. As its name implies, it is the official game of the popular TV series, in which you guide Crockett and Tubbs undercover in the build-up to the big bust. It is styled as an arcade adventure, and we look forward to reviewing it soon. Also licensed from the film for release this month is Highlander at £8.95. Coming in November is Cobra at the same price and based on, you guessed it, Stallone's latest beat-em-up. In December should see the release of Short Circuit, based on the sci-fi movie of the same name. We've gone over to Imagine. She's the release this month of Galvan, based on the arcade game. I think they mean Galavan. And Konami's Golf, both at a price of £8.95. October sees the release of Mag Max, Yeah Kung Fu 2, and Terra Cresta, all based on arcade classics and all priced at £8.95. I don't think there was an arcade version of Yeah Kung Fu 2. Pretty sure on that one. To round off this arcade game month, Imagine should be releasing Konami's Queen of Hits, a compilation of their best-selling versions of arcade classics. And finally, December sees the launch of that classic Donkey Kong, the official version for the Amstrad. Not that rip-off Killer Gorilla. On CRL stand, you could see snippets of the new releases from the company. They had to stand well back as they were being shown on a bank of 20 TV screens. Deus Ex Machina was being previewed, an unusual multimedia experience that comes complete with accompanying tape featuring the voices and music of many well-known stars. Also due for release this time on Halloween, October 31st, is the text adventure Dracula, based on a book by Bram Stoker. It was written by Rod Pike, author of Pilgrim. It will cost £7.95 on cassette. On the Martex stand, it could be seen Uchimata, a judo simulation written with the help of Brian Jacks, a 7th Dan expert who has won the British Championship 11 times and holds an Olympic medal in throwing people on rubber mats. The game offers 1 or 2 player options and costs $9.95 on cassette and $13.95 on disc. On the Rainbird stand, aside from the excellent music system and advanced music system reviewed in our October issue, and Art Studio, the cover story for this issue, one could gaze at the stunning graphics of Starglider from Argonaut Software for the Atari ST. The good news is that it is under development for the Amstrad CPC range on both cassette and disc, and looks worth rating for. Gremlin Graphics was previewing its Christmas range, starting with Footballer of the Year. This is not just another soccer simulation, or so they claim. It sees you starting off at the age of 17 in a 4th Division team with £500 and 10 gold cards in your pocket, and the footballing world at your feet. The aim is to develop your career until you become Footballer of the Year. It is scheduled for a September release at $9.95. Due early in November is Trailblazer, in which you play what appears to be a football. Their best description is possibly an action roll-around. Following this comes Future Night, a futuristic 20-level action game set in the ruins of a wrecked star cruiser. At the same time, Avenger is scheduled for release, an arcade adventure following in the Way of the Tiger series. Oh, he's a wizard. You got a wizard here. Archers on Cloud 9. The Level 9 stand at PCW show was a little different this time around, as it was the company's 5th birthday. By way of celebration, the stand had been turned into a kind of museum of computer history. Computer veterans could delight at the sight of a NASCOM, while the rest of us took in the power of the Amiga. But it wasn't all blast from the past. Mosaic Publishing revealed The Archers, written by Level 9, which is an adventure based on the perennial radio serial of the same name. In the game, you take part of the Archers story editor, making the plot decisions for Eddie Grundy, Jack Woolley, Nelson Gabriel, and Elizabeth Archer. What do you mean you never heard of them? As the plot unfolds, you have to face the consequences, which apparently includes memos from the controller of Radio 4. The text was written by members of the Archers scriptwriting team, so it should have the full flavour of the original. Looking into the future, Level 9 is working on a multi-user dungeon, which runs on networked Amigas. Users access it via modem, codenamed Avalon. It could be online sometime early next year. It should be well worth logging on to. Dan Deer Proms. A little note arrived on our desk from those nice people at Virgin Games. For those of you who haven't already worked it out, loading Dan Deer from disk requires bar CPM and not run disk. It's displayed on the packet. Thanks, Virgin. Yeah. Thriller writer Dick Francis is soon to join Frederick Forsyth on the computer screen with Mosaic Publishing's Twice Shy, the computer game. A traditional adventure game combined with a horse racing simulation. I guess you just got to read the book. Twice Shy has been written by the Ram Jam Corporation. We take the part of teacher Jonathan Derry, who has come into possession of some intriguing computer tapes. Your job is to find out what they do and get them back to the owner. Needless to say, there are a host of shady characters from the seamy side of horse racing business trying to stop you. If you're going to make your way to the horse track, you can place your bets and watch the race. If you win, you return to the adventure with some much needed cash in your pocket. This part of the game can be played by itself if you want to practice. Twice Shy will be available on cassette for $9.95. The disc version will follow at $12.95. Icon John. What happens to a program that doesn't want to die? Why, it tries to escape, of course. Of course. It's John. Publication October. Amstrad CPC. Yeah, okay. Prodigy. That's this dude. Butt cheeks. Synthetic man changes nappy. Macabre mech labs infested with genetic horrors hinder Solo, a synthetic man, and Nejo, a human baby, as they fight their way through the nightmare zones created by Wardlock, the machine sorcerer, to House's ghastly fish experiments, the globe wells, and blobberites. Outstanding achievement in graphics and animation, Prodigy takes you into the mech labs of Mech World. You must guide Solo the Sinful Man through the Ice Zone, Fire Zone, Tech Zone, and Fiji Zone in a quest for escape. Solo has to look after the needs of Nejo, cleaning him up, feeding him, and protecting him as they make their way through intelligent mazes, teleporters, buildings with strange geometries, and the uncanny vegetation created by the sorcerer Wardlock, who, as a machine being, is malevolent towards organic life. Prodigy is a game which demands compassion, guts, and intelligence in ways no other game does. Features intelligent mazes, weird self-motivated animated aliens with simulated intelligence, 3D 4-way scrolling landscapes, an outstanding musical soundtrack combined with stunning sound effects. Electric Dream software. Serious Software is devoted totally to the CPC range, and we need your help. Here's a Serious Software Top 10 chart created by AA readers. Graphic Adventure Creator still on top with 27.4% of the votes. I think that might be there for a while. Easy Android second, Mini Office 2, Discovery, Laser Basic, AMX Mouse, which is still not software. Tazword, Mini Office, the Quill, and the Electric Studio Library again, not software. It's Tarzan. Legend speaks of a child captured then raised by the apes. The child became a man and lord of his jungle domain. Now the legend comes to life. Available from all leading software retailers or ordered today by mail. Prices include postage and packing, plus VAT. Absolute Beginners, Part 7. All you want to know about BASIC. Games at the speed of light. Light Force is for vengeance. Light Force is the punishment arm of the Galactic Fighter Command. When a Terran-settled system at the edge of the galaxy is seized by an alien force, revenge comes in the form of a lone Light Force fighter. Light Force confronts aliens in a dazzling battle above the strange landscapes of the ice planet, the jungle planet, alien factories, and the impassable asteroid belt. Light Force at the speed of light from FTL. Shockwave Riders are the pick of the street gangs, athletic, aggressive, and arrogant, as they cruise along the triple-speed moving walkways that circle the great megacities of the 21st century. The ultimate aim of every rider is to go full circle. To do that, he must fight off the block boys, the cops, and the vigilantes, as well as negotiating the speed traps and rider ramps erected by the angry local residents. Shockwave Rider is the most original arcade game of the year, the ultimate future shock. Light Force available September 86, Shockwave Rider available October 86. These are booting CPM, they're still using the football thing. Copy protected programs. Making working copies of your programs using pip is straightforward, unless the master disk is copy protected. This means that a clever bit of code on the master disk prevents you from copying the files. A system device that hinders software pirates capitalizing on other people's work. It also makes it difficult for people like us who want to make legitimate copies for backup and work disks. Unfortunately, there is little that you can do about copy protected programs unless the protection is fairly basic. Try doing a directory of the master disk. One easy form of protection is simply to label files file name, comma, which prevents others from using the star.star format for pipping across the files of the disk. This can be circumvented just as easily by renaming the appropriate files. So problematic. It's a pretty intensive subject, though, and it nearly ties into a letter from last month's PA about ghosts and goblins. Just this once then, we're going to give a complicated subject the space it needs, but you didn't think we're going to make a habit of it. Vertical scrolling is very easy, then there's no real problem adding it to basic games. The program illustrates scrolling the screen up and down. Boffins only. The problems with scrolling. A couple of issues ago, I made some bold statements about Arnold's hardware scrolling capabilities compared to those of other machines. In fact, Arnold's hardware scroll does have one slight problem. It's too fast. Yeah, that's the problem. As you may remember, the horizontal scroll routines can only scroll the screen a 40th of its width at a time. That's not just the way the routines are written. The hardware simply can't manage a smaller scrolling action. Oh, there's tricks. There are tricks. You can get a program that does the Ghost and Goblin scroll. Now you try it. Infiltrator, the game that rocked America, created by Chris Gray. Available for Commodore 64, Spectrum and Amstrad versions, coming soon. What a project! Infiltrator is the most incredible new games concept to hit the market. Arnold sends the kids to school. There you got some educational software. Trio. Been fishing without luck for Amstrad programs to educate your offspring? Reaction has had a good number of letters from parents adrift into the sea. Piranha to the rescue. There's a hole in the market, observes someone at this small but lethal software branch of the August Macmillan Publishing House. Piranha is sinking its teeth into the games market and also taking its first educational venture with Trio, a suite of 3 learning games by Reed Beard aimed at younger children. Sam Goes Shopping. It's a pet shop. It's an ironmonger. I'm sure they have those these days. Computer Snap was my favourite on the Trio package. The colourful graphics, Humpty Dumpty, Witch and a Broom, lightning flashing were charming. There's no reading or writing involved in the game and only one key to press when pictures match. It's in a popular card game, so even 2-year-olds can play without needing even the dexterity to manipulate cards. Tables test. Tables test. Well, doing multiplication. First steps of the Mr. Men. Get a feeling these are not screenshots. Here and there with the Mr. Men. Oh yes, I remember that one. Yeah. Yes, I remember that game. Ooh. We use Power Play again. We'd play this one. Breakpoint. All CPCs, cassette only. It's a utility. It's a monitor, a tool for debugging machine code programs, and there's nothing unusual about that. The point is, however, it is just a monitor, nothing more. If you want to program machine code, you really need an assembler. Yeah, it's just a monitor. Good news, it works and is both competent and thorough. Bad news, buy Laser Genius and you get a better monitor and an assembler thrown in for the same price. Not relocatable in memory. We're fighting for Rogue Trooper, one-man war machine. The Rogue Trooper, 2000 AD's one-man war machine. The last genetic infantryman on New Earth. All around you, an eternal and bloody war is raging. Step into Rogue's boots and track down the traitor who destroyed your comrades and rescue them from their electronic graves. Spectrum Commodore Amstrad 995. Strike Force Cobra. Lead the toughest commando squad of all time in a desperate battle to save the world. Fight your way through the enemy's labyrinthine fortress, rescue the hostages, and destroy the vital computer complex on which the enemy's power depends. Time is running out. The countdown to destruction has begun. Piranha. Here's a Art Studio review. Protection. The first thing you notice about the system, it uses lens lock. I've had my rant in the past about honest users being saddled with cumbersome protection systems, and I'll certainly call lens lock cumbersome, but in this case there is a reason for it. Rainbird doesn't try and stop you from making copies of Art Studio. In fact, the publisher helps you. There is a feature which allows you to save a customized version of the program to disk, so normal copy protection is clearly not going to work. Given that the program is easily usable without the manual, lens lock is the only alternative to actually trusting people. Here we go. A little rant about lens lock. Faces here. They're drawing some faces. A colour TV for £78. Ahoy there, you scurvy-eyed, scrawny sons of sea dogs. You'll soon get a chance to hoist that spinnaker and challenge those lager-swilling Aussie dingoes for the greatest sailing trophy of all, the America's Cup. Arnie's America's Cup Challenge, official America's Cup computer game. US Gold. More of the review, because this is a long review. Good news, a joy to use, extremely powerful, handles well with keys, joystick or mouse. Very thorough and detailed, with a first-rate manual. Undo makes for experimentation without tears. Can save customized versions of system to disk. Terrific value, all this for £5 less than the disk version of Melbourne Draw. Bad news, no mode 0, so you can only use 4 colours at once. Right, mode 2. 664 owners will need 64K of add-on RAM, and 464 owners will need a disk drive too. Lens lock can be annoying. Yes, it can. Pride Utilities. A day in the life, how Arnolds do AA. You might think the ancient... I've been going for a while here, haven't I? You might think the ancient capital of Wessex an odd place to produce and publish one of Earth's leading Amstrad high-tech magazines, namely the one in your hands. However, we do have electricity at the old barn, and I was quite happy we ever plugged in, even if some members of the staff missed the bright lights. We compose our peerless prose on the green screens of 3 red-hot CPC keyboards, rather awkward since there are now 4 full-time on the Amstrad Action editorial team. Bob Wade peeks away on the 664 while Andy Wilton stares at the screen of a 6128. Jim Nagel and Matt Nicholson, when he's not wearing his PC Plus hat, fight over the other 6128, which sports a second disk drive and a modem. This machine is usually used to sub-edit copy written on the others. On the next disk sits a permanently switched on 464 with the only colour monitor in the building. It has both cassette and disc, as well as a Maestro stereo attachment, and one of our special offer Connex joysticks. Yes, as advertised. Some game or other is always running for review or recreation. AA started life 14 issues ago with just the 464 and the 664. Can you imagine the state of Bob's eyes at deadline after days and nights of word processing on the 464's low-resolution colour screen? Matt can. He's worrying the issues line up on it now, having lost to Jim who's scribbling this on the newest 6128. Future Publishing bought 3 of these when they first came out in September 1985, just after issue 1 went to press. A decent keyboard and disc at a price the young company could afford. The third one is cornered by Jane Farmer and Di Taverner for correspondence and invoicing and for subscription files, which now push Tazword about to its limits. The sub's job will likely go to the more powerful PC when we eventually get one. Tazword gave way to WordStar as the workhorse word processor in the editorial department as soon as it becomes available on 3-inch Amstrad discs. Tazword caused typesetting nightmares. It insisted on popping hard carriage returns into the text file at the end of every line on screen, but lines when typeset do not break at the same point as on screen. More is fatter than fit. We preferred New Word, but it needs twin discs and CPM+. We still have only version 2.2 on most of our machines, so only this one machine can handle it. So WordStar work alike with the advantage of highlighting bold and italic on screen. Jim growing a beard waiting for either of them to load themselves or load a file or search and replace or reformat paragraphs is not allowed to yearn yet again for the lightning speed of WordWise Plus on that beeb he hides at home. And all this time, we have never managed to configure the keyboards all the same way. Press Shift with down on one machine, and the cursor goes to the bottom line of the screen. And somebody else's, you land at the top. Someday, when I'm not so busy, I will try to find the manual. And it probably goes on a bit. Books, Anatomy of the CPCs, 403 pages. Amstrad Advanced User's Guide, it's only 160 pages. Yeah, we finally got the game reviews. Woohoo! Easy games listed here. 4, 5, 6. 16 games. Oh, 14 games, 2 previews. Alright. Maybe we can get half of them done today. Who knows? We've got the top 20 charts. Chart created by the AA readers. The other one. Number 1 is still Get Dexter. Number 2 is still Green Beret. Number 3 is still Bombjack. Number 4 is Bounder, followed by Batman, Commando, Spin Dizzy, Sorcery Plus, Kung Fu Master, Spellbound, Thrust, Thing on a Spring, Kane, Ghosts and Goblins, Night Time, Harvey Headbanger, 3D Star Strike 2, Highway Encounter, Battle of Britain, and Who Dares Wins 2. Alright, let's go. Here's our first review. So it's Deactivators. We saw an advertisement for that before. So by Reactor and Ariolasoft. $8.95 cassette, $14.95 disc, joystick or keys. This first game on Ariolasoft's new Arcade Action label looks like being their best so far on the Amstrad. It's set in a building where terrorists have planted bombs on 5 different floors of increasing size and complexity. You have to get rid of them before they explode. To do that, you use a team of androids within the building which not only have to cope with the bombs, but a host of other problems as well. The screen is split into 2 sections. The top part showing the 2 rooms in the game, and the bottom part representing various pieces of information. Each room is shown in 3D perspective from one side and will be connected to others by doorways, transporter pads, or fireman-style poles. The section below usually shows a map of the building with your droids and the bombs marked. An icon menu can be activated by the fire button to replace the map, providing 4 possible actions: change droid, throw object, look around, and return to current droid. The 5 floors are of increasing size, complexity, and number of bombs. So the first floor may seem easy, but the 5th is a real monster. On each floor is a computer that has several circuit boards missing. They have to be found by the droids and inserted into the computer. Inserting a board will cause one of several things to happen, making getting rid of the bomb as possible or easier. It may reveal a doorway, put on the lights in a pitch black room, remove a force field blocking a route, enable a transporter, or do nothing at all. Each floor has a single exit. Once a route to it has been cleared, you've got to start getting the bombs out before their time fuses run out and they explode. To move both bombs and circuit boards, you've got to pass them between droids, throwing them through holes in the walls, which the droids can't pass through. This can be hazardous though, because too many impacts by the bombs and kaboom! If one bomb explodes, you can't pass on to the next floor, but you can restart on the floor you've reached. The use of perspective in the rooms is important. A 3-dimensional environment has been created very well. The droids and other objects get larger as they come into the foreground. Positioning is important when catching objects. They move around the environment by falling through holes in the checkered floor, using transporter pads that connect remote sections of the building, and by sliding down poles. Also, unlike firemen, up poles. The bomb's fuses are lit at intervals, so you must throw them out in the right order, which can only be learnt by trial and error. If one explodes, the room can't be entered, and anything inside it is annihilated. Droids can also be lost if they run into robot guards, who try and follow them, or force fields placed on some doorways, poles, and transporters. Bonus droids are given for getting enough points. These can be positioned during a game, a bit like bringing on a substitute. The most interesting feature of the game is that rooms are sometimes turned through 90 or 100 degrees to be on their sides or upside down. This creates some knotty control problems that can cause a vital split-second confusion. Rooms also have different levels of gravity, important when trying to throw things. The graphics are the most disappointing part of the game because there's no attempt to use the Amstrad's excellent colour facilities, but the 3D is good and the frenetic gameplay is excellent. You're constantly batting a time limit and performing delicate manoeuvres where one slip and the game is blown. First day target score, 20,000. Green screen view, no problems with playing in green. Second opinion. If you're going to rip off features of a game, then you might as well at least choose the best ones. Where are all the devious puzzles, the strange powers, and the floating in the air? The Batman theme definitely bears repeating, but you need more variety than this, which is basically just a matter of wandering around mapping. That's the wrong game. That's the second opinion we want. This one's got a marvellous combination of brain-taxing strategy and tough, nerve-wracking action. The differing gravities, the dud circuit boards, and the enemy droids all pose challenging problems, but your real opponent is the clock. It's gripping, frustrating, and very, very mean. Here we go. We got it right that time. Good news! 5 levels of increasing difficulty. A tough test of time and reactions. Well-designed buildings to make things complicated. Gameplay requires great concentration and quick thinking. Excellent features like twisted rooms, gravity changes, and blacked out rooms. Bad news, very bad use of colour. Graphics, 57. Sonics, 67. Grab factor, 89. Staying power, 87. Overall rating, 87%. Wow, now we can actually finally play the game. Right. Okay, let's go. Due to the size and complexity of deactivators, it will take some time to load. Press any key. Giving us a warning already. Andy, graphics by Andy. Beans keeps Ifrit Paula, and Geza. Yes, they got cartoon bombs. Right. Try to start. Ready to deactivate. Building 1. So we got a little droid here that we're controlling. That doesn't go anywhere. Change droid. Hello. Bye. Okay, down we go. Oh, it followed. Oh, jeez, it followed me. Crunch. Yeah, try the same thing again. Wait, it's a sugar board. Down. Oops. Where's the bomb, apparently? Oh, this is going well. It tells me I can't do much here. Teleport goes nowhere. Like 0 points. Can we restart? How do we restart? How do we just restart that way? That's easier. Restart this way. Speed this up. Perhaps you push a button first. Oh, F9 is abort. There we go. Let's remember that. F9 to abort. Bye. There's the throw. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. I seem to be going around in circles. Change there. Where's a pole? What happened to the other robot? So I have no idea where I'm supposed to go now. Didn't touch the bombs. So. Okay. F9. There we go. That works. Deactivate. Building 1. Bye. Can I go through there? Alright. Oh. Here we go. I opened up a thing. Well, this goes through there, huh? Hopefully that was the place to throw it out. Okay. So if I throw. Oh, I missed. Here we go. Did he get in between there? It still doesn't help though, does it, really? this is... Yeah, lift empty. This is, yeah, this is something you've got to sort of got to memorise and sort of map out pretty much. The basic idea is to throw bombs out somewhere. This is a locked door or something. Well, it's eventually dead, at least this is something. Yeah, they die eventually from full damage. How about that? It's nice when you don't have to worry about full damage. Just your opponents. It's handy. So let's see if I throw this. Whee! I don't know what that opened. That's what they did. Let's just teleport here. How about that? Up here. The question is, where do we throw the bombs out? Oh, one blew up. You got a time limit, of course, as well. Also destroy that droid that was there with the bomb. The question is, where do we throw it out? Take this one with us. let's just go down here. Oh, that bomb's about to go. This one's got a while to go. Yeah, that one's gone. Well. Oh. You just throw it. And... Whee. Just boom. Oh no, didn't explode. How about that? I can't follow it because you can't jump or anything. Oh, making progress. Try again. Ah. Are you coming? Whoop. It's dead. He's stuck on the bomb. Oh, there he is. Oh no, he spawned on me. Try it again then. I'm sure he's going out to the... Come on. Where is he? Oh, there he is. He's waiting for me to be underneath him. Change this robot. Speed. question is, where are we supposed to dispose of the bombs? Oh, 1 wind, 2 wind. Right into there now, huh? Is this where you're supposed to throw the bombs out, I wonder? I have no idea at this point. Oh jeez. Restart. He's guarding the door. Come on. Come on, dude. You can do it. If I go through that door, he's going to kill me. Yeah, he's just waiting. Sure, I have to do it again. This way. Teleport. Get in. Still not dead. Yeah, there he is. Good. Tempest. Don't go back down there. No, don't go down. Oh. Throw it in. Come on. Gee, that one blew up already, huh? Oh, that one's gone too, huh? Try and go through there now. One more try. One more try. Did. Okay. Throw it up here. Those short fuses. Aha! It says it. It's right there. So we've got to... Yeah. No, don't get... Okay. Throw it over. Put it. Okay. Yes. Here we go. We finished the stage. Building 2. Got it's larger. Got like 6 more drawers now. Yeah, the room's dark. But yeah, this game that'll take you to require you to map out every stage. Ain't got time for that. Anyway, we finished one stage, so we'll move on to the next game then. Okay. Next game is Nexor. Design. $8.95 cassette, $14.95 disc, joystick or keys. Design is usually renowned for its wacky and original games, but I suspect many fans will be disappointed by this one. It's an isometric 3D game, not a chrome in itself, but one that borrows most of its features from Batman and doesn't provide as interesting a game. The game is set in a military complex, which is being overrun by alien robots. You have to escape with a top secret master weapon and its blueprints. The weapon is split into 5 pieces, and there are 2 of each piece. You have to get together at least one complete device and try to stop the aliens getting the pieces of the other one. To escape the complex, which has been set to self-destruct, you need a control panel for the matter transfer beam and the blueprints of the weapon. The rooms in the complex are connected by doorways, vertical shafts and lifts. Some open out, so that you need to try walking off the front edges of them to see if there's a connecting room. They're not as well drawn or as colourful as Batman. The colour scheme is the same sort as 2112 AD. Although many of the objects at first look unfamiliar, their uses and effect are quickly recognisable. You can walk, jump and fall miles at a time around the complex, but your jumping action is slow and doesn't get you very far. You can pick up objects while standing on them and use them to get through doorways, to reach other inaccessible points or to avoid robots. As in Batman, you can't take these objects out of a room. Collecting the pieces of the weapon is just like getting the bits of the Batmobile. They even come together on separate screen in the same way. The robot guardians appear in most rooms, but this seems to depend on a time factor of your having visited certain locations. Some follow strict movement patterns, while others are more random. There are also static hazards, but all are deadly to the touch. Nothing is new to what's gone before in Batman and the Ultimate games. Some of the hazards are well drawn, including the moving head busts of Maggie 3 million Thatcher, nasty spikes, bombs, and a little fellow on a unicycle. You'd think you couldn't go wrong by producing a game similar to Batman, but the bits that have been left out are what gave the original its greatness. There aren't enough complicated puzzles, you can't float or collect skills, and then the graphics aren't nearly as detailed or colourful. It's not a bad arcade adventure with quite a lot to explore and find and many obstacles to overcome, but it does suffer from lack of originality by arriving in Batman's wake. First day target score, 3 pieces of weapon. Second opinion. If you're going to rip off features of a game, then you might as well at least choose the best ones, where all the devious puzzles, the strange powers, and the floating in the air. The Batman theme definitely bears repeating, but you need more variety than this, which is basically just a matter of wandering around mapping. Green screen view. The colour scheme works well in green, only the odd objects or robot is hard to see. Good news, plenty of rooms to explore. Gradual appearance of robots is good. A tough task with many obstacles. Some good screens requiring object manipulation. Bad news, ripped off many ideas from Batman, and not enough puzzles or features that keep you busy thinking. Graphics 67, Sonics 40, grab factor 68, staying power 71, overall rating 68%. So average, an average game. Okay. Oh, type bar CPU, but it says we'll do that. Back in a moment while this loads. Okay. Oh boy, we get instructions. Brief instructions. Collect the blueprints and the Nemesis device. Beam them to safety. Then get out. To quit the game, press Control, Shift, and then Escape. Pressing Escape will pause the game. Press Delete to toggle sound on or off. Oh, sorry, there's no high scores. Oh. High scores tables were the best part of design games. Oh well. Select the joystick. Right, play the game. We start here. This is jumping. This is how far forward you jump. Can we go over here? Apparently we can. Oh, we got it. Okay. Yeah, I think I've got keys clashing here. Reset these. Oops. That's better. Well, this is fun. Let's just jump across. Gang is the 8 lives. It might tell you something. And we go. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so space will allow us to pick up and drop objects. Oh, a libel following us. It's a dead end. There's nothing here. These rooms seem useless. I get close to this and yeah. Okay, there's nothing. Yeah, so yeah, these rooms here seem useless. Bomb. Oh yeah, those things are deadly. If you touch a bomb, it doesn't blow up, it blows you up. That's how bombs work. Sure, these spiky things probably also kill you too. But that kills you too. Yep, of course it does. Why should I be surprised? Nope. Is that a thing up there? That's not a thing we can pick up. Is this a thing we can pick up? Nope. There's a little cap on it. How cute. Nope. Kills you. It's good to know that the bombs at least tell you that it's a bomb by having the word bomb written on it. All bombs should do that. Nope. I hit a bomb. I hit the bomb. Or I touched the bomb. It made me blow up. Nope. I don't think this is gonna work. Nope. A little too early on that. I want to jump on the top of it. I'll kill you. We can stand in front here. Nope. You have been killed. You had 2 hours, 53 minutes, and 38 seconds left. You collected no pieces of the Nemesis devices. You didn't collect the blueprints. You didn't activate the matter transfer beam. Oh. Okay. Other option, we can fall down. We can fall. And 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 fall. Thank God there's no fall damage. There's a thing here. These things disappear when you touch them. You have 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 3 seconds left. We've got a piece. Hello? There's a door here. Why can't I not walk through it? Oh, all of a sudden I can. Another one of them creepy eyes again. Anything else in there? We'll just leave. That hang there. Yeah, you got a spiky thing there. I'm not sure you're supposed to get in that door. If you come out that door, they'd probably kill you too. So, I guess the only option. These light bulbs kill you? No, they do not. Light bulbs do not kill you. Okay. Now what we do is we make our way back up or something. Oh no, it's on the other side, isn't it? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. We all love this type of platforming, don't we? Yeah, oh, we gotta wait for it. Gotta wait for it. Okay, some more. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Guess we gotta stand like this, do we? No? Like this then. Apparently. Go exploring along here now. There's nothing in here. Tea! Tea. Can we pick up the tea? Yes, we can. Can we pick up more than one at a time? No! Need the second one, of course. You need to learn how to jump forward more. Oh boy, we got these sort of things. How do we control these? I presume you don't. Well, you just wait, do we, until it happens to be in front of the door, right? Huh? Oh, you can pick those up. You can pick those up. sound effect. Okay, we can do these up then. Oh, okay. Oh, jump off then. What? Okay, off we go. Oh, two more of these things. Oh, and it kills. Of course, let's move randomly. It's exactly how things should work. Oh, this looks dangerous. Oh, collision detection, please. I don't know how I'm supposed to get through that. Away from the door. Come on. Back from the door. No. Because you're in your random movement. Oh, I think those are the Margaret Thatcher heads. Here you go. It kills you. Just stick your foot out and it'll kill you. You've been killed. You had 2 hours, 51 minutes and 39 seconds left. You collected one piece of the Nemesis devices. You didn't collect the blueprints. You didn't activate the matter transfer beam. I think we get the idea of the game. Anyway, we'll move on to the next game. Hey, Madrell, we just finished playing some Nexor. Yeah, it's a rip-off of Batman. Dice Basic 3D version. Back to magazine. Next game is Tempest. Electric Dreams, $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc. Just the cookies. I suck at Tempest. If you read our preview a few months back, you'll know that this classic shoot 'em up is my personal favourite from the arcades. This certainly can't be described as a faithful conversion, but it retains most of the elements of the original and the same mindless but incredibly addictive gameplay. It's a completely abstract concept that takes you into the world of the wireways and face a deadly assortment of alien forces. These aren't the same as the arcade version, and some have been renamed, but there are also some nasty additions that keep you on your toes. The purist won't be entirely happy with the changes. It's still a fabulous game here. The wireways are made up of 50 different types of grid, and there are 99 skill levels. Once you pass level 10, things get very tough. I find things really tough on stage 1. Each grid has a number of lanes that taper away towards the centre of the screen. Although the number of lanes and therefore the ease with which they can be covered varies with each grid, the grids either wrap around or have closed ends which you can't move off. At the top of the grid is the spark, which you control, and this can be moved sideways across the lanes and fire a hail of bullets down them. The aliens come into the grid from the bottom and try to advance to the top of it, where they can run into the spark and destroy it. The types of alien depends on the skill level, but on higher levels everything gets thrown at you. The most basic of the enemies are the flippers, which flip across lanes as they advance up the grid. These can appear on their own or by shooting spinning squares called tankers, which will produce two of them. Fuse balls are spiky objects which move straight up a lane and have to be dealt with quickly. Pulsars are straight lines that behave exactly the same as the fuse balls, but are harder to see coming. A completely new type of alien is the spinning fuse ball, which is also released from destroyed tankers and spins around the grid very fast, spiraling upwards as it goes. The last feature is spikes. They can move up the grid, leaving a trail behind, which remains if the head is shot. At the end of the level, the spikes grow upwards, and you have to get the spark out of the way and to a clear lane before you can reach the top. But you can get an admirably heavy rate of fire, but you'll need it to deal with the hordes of enemies, and at times you'll have to be very accurate as well. As a last resort, you've got a super zapper that wipes out the whole grid, but you've only got one of those per grid. You need to save this for as long as possible because it's the only way to get rid of aliens that reach the top of the grid. That's a design flaw which isn't present on the original, but doesn't harm the action too much. The vector graphics are not quite nicely done, although you do get screen slowdown when there's a lot going on. And the colour and sound are reasonable. But to get the best from it, you'll need to play in a dark room with a couple of stereo speakers tuned up loud. It's brash, it's mindless, fast and furious, you'll love it. First day target score, 30,000. Green screen view. The grid can be very difficult to see on one or two levels, and that means you can get into real problems with pulsars. It's still playable, but do you really need this much frustration? Second opinion. This is the most mindless thing I've ever seen, and I love it. The game just throws so much bad stuff at you so fast that desperately frenzied blasting is the only answer. Good movement and firing technique can help up to a point, but you get a lot further than just hammering the keyboard like crazy. Bend your joystick and get zapping. Third opinion. A superb version of an arcade classic. No demands on the grey matter. Great for the adrenaline. Good news. Good vector graphics and lots of them. Fast and mindless blasting at all times. A variety of nasty aliens to deal with. Different grids requiring different approaches. Becomes a really tough challenge. Bad news. Not a faithful conversion, so fans of the original may miss some things. Liable to cause extreme wrist cramp. Yes. Graphics 71, Sonic 62, grab factor 85, staying power 82, overall rating 83%. Okay. Now we get to make our wrist ache all over again. Okay, if we go one of those things past CPM again. Soft Design and Electric Dreams present Tempest, written by David K. Pridmore. Keys. Zero anti. Yeah, let us finish that, why don't you? Anyway, we can use joystick anyway, so let's go. Enter the start, one player game. Try one. Look at that rotating text. You move way too fast. Hey, the stage. No bonus for not using a super zapper. Let's use it. Right. Don't use it, leave it. It's already hitting my arm. Getting up fast! Getting up fast now! Oh! Oh. Yeah, well. Here's where we go to die. So one. Rotating text. Trying to be accurate is really hard. you do? What do you do? Yeah, this week it's hard. Oh, do you think? Well, one got down already. No. This is stupid now. Game over. My arm hurts already. Oh, it's a Bindi. A Bindi game over. Where's the stage 5? This looks me now. Can we actually change the starting? Yes, change the starting stage. No, it's not. Right, here we go. Try again. Take it up quick. Alright, let's finish them off. Again, it's hard again. Wouldn't get the end time. Oh geez, they flickered right up there. What could you do? Can't do anything about that. Can't time your shots right there. What do you do? Don't have the time. Beanie, beanie. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting any better at Tempest now. It's about as far as I get. Hurts enough as it is. Anyway, get back to the magazine. Right. Next game is Split Personalities. Another game that I suck at, but this one I've played before. I have some familiarity with it. The Split Personalities. Domark. $8.95 cassette. $14.95 disc. Joystick keys. Domark don't have the most sparkling reputations on the Amstrad, with some notable past turkeys to their debut, but they've certainly broken the pattern with this latest release. It's based on letter square or tile sliding puzzles. Yes, it's a slide puzzle basically, but takes them into a whole new dimension with some very different and entertaining ideas. The basic idea is to construct a famous face from 20 puzzle pieces within a time limit, and while trying to deal with a number of additional hazards. It all takes place on a single screen, most of which is occupied by the 25 square playing area. In the top left square is a box which the various puzzle pieces emerge. You control a cursor that moves freely around the grid. When it goes into the box, it can fire a square out into the screen. Once the square is in play, you can put the cursor over it and slide it to any direction until it hits the wall or another square. When the cursor is placed over a part of the puzzle, the relevant square lights up on the smaller version of the picture in the top right corner of the screen. This shows you where each piece has to end up. Up to now, it just sounds like a simple tile sliding puzzle, but there are many complications. On 3 sides of the grid, there are sliding doors, squares that can be pushed through them when opened so that they have to be retrieved from the box. There are also cracks that may appear in the walls. If you throw a square into one, it bounces back. Apart from the puzzle squares, there are also a number of other items that may be thrown out of the box. Some good for you, and others a real problem. A good old-fashioned bomb, for instance, fused sizzling. If one of these is thrown out, you have only 5 seconds to chuck it outdoor or to throw it into a water tap. The latter action getting you healthy bonus points. If a bullet, double these points by throwing it into a gun. Obviously. If diamonds, fling 2 together and extend your time limit. Characters also have objects specific to themselves and when thrown together give bonus points. These you learn by experimentation, but it's usually obvious what will work with what. There are also dangerous items like matches and fuel which don't go very well together. You need to go for all the bonuses and you can because time is very short. You'll often need those diamonds. And an extra life is given only at 100,000 points. These pictures are quite well known, and you should have no trouble recognizing all the characters. They range from politicians, computer industry figures, and film stars to the royal family and pop stars. A very mixed bunch. Later levels get really tough. Doors and cracks become more awkward, and squares bounce off each other if they don't have a wall or other block behind them when they collide. First day target score, 25,000. Second opinion. If you always thought Reagan and Thatcher needed their heads rearranging, here's your chance. If you want to test your skill and reaction speed against a tough time limit, you can do that too. But be warned, it's very addictive and incredibly frustrating. The graphics are fun, but the real key to the game's success is the addictive and demanding gameplay. You have to concentrate very hard and react quickly to every event so as to beat the time limit and deal with all the surprise events. There are plenty of levels that keep you going, and you'll find it tough not to come back for more every time. Green screen view. There are real visibility problems on some puzzle pieces, but the key at the top of the screen means that it's still playable. Green screen view. Oh, see that. Good news! Recognizable pictures of the famous. Very testing and addictive gameplay. Lots of surprise features like bombs and diamonds. Increasing difficulty with new features being added. It needs concentration and quick thinking under pressure. Bad news. Bombs can pop up in an impossible situation. Graphics 65, Sonics 59, grab factor 87, staying power 86, overall rating 85%. Puzzle time. Slide puzzle time at that. Ooh, yay. Oh. Okay. Okay, let's start this up. Go. Oh, bar CPM. Another one uses bar CPM. Loading. Alright, PMS. From the original by Anywhere. Coding by Darren Pegg. Graphics by Jason Pegg. Music by John Brozovsky. Fire to play. Let's go. back, I think. I think. Oh no, it's the bomb. Got it. Got another bomb. Didn't want two of these. Didn't want two of them! Got another bomb. Oh. Goddamn stupid bombs. Give her the crack, please. Why is it not? Oh. Finish a stage. Oh! Oh, jeez. Stupid bombs. Game over! Give it another try. She's gonna beat a stage again. Oh, jeez! Oh! Can I quit? Do we have a quit button? We do have a quit button. Good. Abort escape. Yep. Try it again. No. But we're supposed to stop the bombs. I guess not in. running out. Well, time's running out. Then time runs out. Here we go. We did that one again. Hey, nice order you're giving them to me and oh god, it's a fucking bomb. Oh, they're all closed on me. Boo. Alright. Fit one more game in, I think. We'll move on to the next. Okay. Next game is the master game of the issue. It's Revolution, Vortex, and US Gold. $9.95 cassette, $14.95 disc, joystick or keys. No, it's not a film licensing deal of that mega flop starring AJ Pacino. Oh, sorry, Al Pacino. I said AJ. Al Pacino. But a highly original arcade game that will provide many more hours of enjoyment than any silver screen epic. It's in a grand tradition of Vortex games renowned for their originality, graphics, and gameplay. The game concept and task are extremely simple. You control a bouncing ball. Its sole mission is to hit little red cubes. It has to bounce through 8 levels of play. In isometric 3D, you see each level rather like a floor of thick floating tiles. A grid of blue blocks suspended in black space. Don't bounce down the cracks! Somewhere in each grid are 4 puzzles. You solve them simply by touching the red cube with the ball, and then, within time limit, touching the second. Ooh. To start with, you'll need to get the hang of controlling the ball, crucial to solving the puzzles. Pushing in any direction bounces the ball that way, but be careful about hitting diagonals on the joystick, and remember that the ball won't change direction suddenly or in mid-flight. Controlling the ball's height of bounce is the most important thing. This is very cleverly done. You control the energy put into the bounce. You can set it at 5 different levels using the fire button. Increase or decrease its energy. It shows a little meter bottom left. and the ball gradually bounces higher or lower correspondingly. Put in no energy and the ball will eventually just roll around the floor. With maximum power, it can leap. You have to be patient and accurate at times in order just to get the right bounce. Once you've got the hang of the bouncing, it's great fun to use and watch. The ball can fall down the gaps between the tiles and be lost forever. The same fate awaits if you bounce off the grid entirely. There are other dangers lurking amid the puzzles. A nasty breed, a spiky ball disintegrates yours if you touch it. Unidentified spinning objects, USOs, fly randomly about the grid. If they bump you in mid-jump, they can throw you off in thin air. Most of the puzzles look straightforward, but you soon find that controlling the ball accurately and avoiding dangers isn't easy when you're trying to do it quickly. Particularly because most puzzles have complications. There are two types of square on the floor, behaving like trampoline or glue. One immediately sets your jumping energy and height to maximum, and the other to 0. Furthermore, they have a repelling effect. They slide or launch you off in a direction that might put you in big trouble. These squares are vital for solving some puzzles, but you really have to take care around them. The 4 puzzles on each level all have to be completed within an overall time limit before you return to your starting point and go to the next level. You land on levels in a random order, so you get to see all of them even without completing the game. This doesn't make the game any easier as you move to the next level. The time between touching a puzzle's 2 red cubes is reduced. To succeed, you have to find the most efficient route of getting between them. Despite its simple concept and graphics, the game plays superbly and looks great. To start with, you can complete some puzzles just by quick reactions and a bit of luck. But as you progress, you have to work out the best routes and get more proficient at control and accuracy. The bouncing action of the ball is superb, and a degree of difficulty just right to get you hooked, as well as to provide a long-lasting challenge. First day target score, 20,000. Green screen view. Less interesting to look at maybe, but every bit is playable. The loading screen is the only thing that really suffers. Second opinion. Those terribly clever Vortex people have done it again. This one's even simpler than Highway Encounter, even more fiendishly addictive and a whole lot more colourful. The game task is huge, but you'll be hooked so completely that you'll hardly notice. Pushes your brains and your skills as far as they'll go. Third opinion. It takes some time to get used to controlling the bouncing ball. Hitting the diagonal is particularly difficult and needs a good joystick. The puzzles are fiendish and the graphics something else. Revolution has been compared to Spin Dizzy, but it is a completely different game really, and a vital part of your collection. Good news! Wonderfully original concept. Excellent bouncing and action in 3D. Puzzles need thought and good control. Simple but effective graphics. Increasing difficulty puts stress on skill. Good variety of puzzles. Bad news. Diagonal controls can be tough. Graphics 77. Sonics 46. Grab factor 91. Staying power 88. Overall rating 90%. Yeah, not as good as Spin Dizzy then. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I never came across Revolution back in the day. I knew a Spindersy, though I didn't get to play that until fairly late. But not that Spindersy was my favourite or anything. But yeah, we'll give this a try. Yeah, original program by Costa Panay. Conversion, Mark Hager Hutchinson. On joystick. Alright. Beep. Level 1. Oh, watch out for that. Okay, that stops you. Okay, now we gotta get up to the top of this somehow. Not like that. Not like that. Let's go this way. Okay, yeah, we got one down. Oh. Okay, where is the other red cube? Oh, don't fall that way. Good dodging. So, where is the other cube in here? Oh, interesting. Oh, just... Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh. Oh. You don't have much time at all, do you? Can't bounce high enough, though. How did I get to the first time? To this one here. Don't do that. Stop. Time limit. Trying to do it on time is not easy. Wow. They'll give you no time. Wow. You have absolutely no time to do it. Really? Come on. Oh, missed. Oh, there we go. Oy. Time out. No hope. I'm worse than no hope. Try again. We'll try again. Okay, that one was easy. Oh, missed it. Oh, and off we go again. Oh, well, that didn't work. Hmm. Here you go. Done. Go. Done. Okay, that's 3 of them done. He's got this thing to do. Nope. Ball does not turn on a dime. Oh, not that direction. Done. Did them. Okay, now I gotta get back to the starting point, I think, isn't it? Oh, why did I do that? That was stupid. Done. Level 2. That is... Oh, that's timing. That's too late. You're supposed to do that quickly. It's stupid. Oh, come on. It's a... Don't do that quickly. Stupid. Get onto something else. Oh. Well. Well. Really? I'll do this again. Oh. Oh, it isn't turning very quickly. This goes all around the cube. Damn thing. Oh, don't. Missed. No, don't. Hey. I'm not sure I'm all that fussed on the controls. Still didn't even get the Hall of Fame. That's one target score I'm not getting. Oh well.